Hello fam, welcome back to our channel. This is quite an interesting one and it's coming from Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. Don't forget that some months back Dr. Kemi actually came out with a news or antagonizing Nnamdi Kanu, saying that Nnamdi Kanu is dead. And it's actually his clone that is talking, and that he died in Italy. A lot of IPOB members, indigenous people of Biafra members, came for her and all that. Well, I think she has an interesting information to share to IPOBs, to well-meaning Nigerians, and to Biafrans in general. And I think we should pay attention to it. According to her, she said this information, this investigation, cost her quite a lot, but she's willing to share it. But before we go into the news proper, to find out what it is that Dr. Kemi Olunloyo has to reveal that is shaking the tables, we'd like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, according to Dr. Kemi Olunloyo, she said the Nigerian government needs to pay proper attention to national security regarding IPOB, that's indigenous people of Biafra. He said, when I was in Port Harcourt prison, I discovered a lot that I have not spoken about. But she started with, say, first, I want to apologize for antagonizing IPOB and Kanu for 3 years. There you go. She started by apologizing first before she continued with her investigation. I guess we have all forgiven her. Let's continue with the news. She said, I met with IPOB boys and girls in Port Harcourt that's Port Harcourt prison, and interviewed them. They were incarcerated because they took part in a separatist rally after Kanu was released from prison. I felt they were innocent and Kanu did not do enough to facilitate their release. He was fleeing. Well, the IPOB victims, many are still in prison because of this rally case. They told me that the Nigerian army killed a lot of them at that rally. Coming out of prison and investigating, I discovered it was genocide and notified amnesty. The army had repeatedly denied the killings. Before the rally, I waved a red flag warning IPOB that Buhari will make them a terrorist group and that journalists are not the ones to fight as we expose your plea. No media house touched IPOB stories in 2016 except Nigerian journalist Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. Others deemed it too sensitive and it happened. Then the IPOB victims, after IPOB was proscribed as a terrorist group by late Justice Abdul Karafati, who by the way died of COVID-19 complications last night, as in he died last night. I warned IPOB to stop displaying the behavior they are accused of. The headers crisis began, then FFK and Fayose started tweeting. By 2018, I tweeted that the criminals were basically Boko Haram, rebranding as kidnappers and bandits. Of course, nobody took me seriously, and I continued to analyze the situation, wondered why this group were not proscribed as terrorists too. Nobody took it seriously. In 2018, I went back on a trip to the men's side to visit the IPOB boys arrested since 2016 rally. I gave 40k in 200 naira bills, 2 stacks. That's 40,000 naira. That's what I mean. He said, I gave 40k in 200 naira in 2 stacks to them in prison. They were happy as 50 naira is our food money. 200 naira is for 4 days. Many were starving and dying there. Oh my God. I am not a member of the mainstream media. That's Dr. Olunloyo is talking now. Aso wanted all media to refer to IPOB as a terror group. They were proscribed and the mainstream media was encouraged to portray them as hardened criminals. When the killer headers were completely ignored, I focused. In 2019, after consulting with several lawyers, I discovered that many IPOB, that's indigenous people of Biafra boys, in PH maximum prison had been denied bail since 2016. 3 of the ones I knew died of malnutrition. I sent 200,000 naira to a trusted lawyer who perfected bail of 10 inmates who had 20,000 naira bills. I stayed anonymous. Wow, this is strong. Oh my God. He said a judge can deny anyone bail, deeming them a danger to society. However, I noticed other terrorist groups were getting amnesty and repentance gifts. I kept tweeting Buhari to free all IPOB boys in Port Harcourt Max. Kanu's fans were too busy with abusing me to have noticed it. I tweeted Buhari on why are we giving terror groups amnesty and not the IPOB boys in prison? We could restrain. All I saw in prison were young boys between the ages of 18 to 25 years who had no idea that they would be drawn into political activism conflict with a dictatorship government. My only beef rather, or as my only disagreement with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's group outside prison was that their aggressiveness made it difficult for those behind bars to go home. Back to Amnesty International, many Nigerians ignored the SARS agitation killings. IPOB members were killed, way more than 12 estimated, 32 killed. This is strong. Oh. This is really strong. She has said so much. Oh my God. Well, you have heard what Dr. Kemi Olunloyo said. Now, I guess this is really nobody has heard it in this light, and she's actually talking from personal experience. If you listen to what she said, she started by apologizing first, and then she now started narrating her story. Don't forget that Kemi Olunloyo at some point went to prison where she had this little encounter. She had an encounter with pastor, one of the pastors in Port Harcourt, and one of those journalism, but she landed in prison. I guess that experience she had in prison is what she's narrating now. And now this is different. I doubt if anybody has ever heard this. There's something that happened 2016 that there's still some persons still in prison. This is oh dear, and I'm sure it's taken her so much guts, to just wake up and start opening up. Very unlike her though, she just opened up and she started by apologizing. Oh, that's a woman with a big heart. I must commend her here, and I must really commend her. At that period, they really came for her. But right now, she's saying so much. I'm sure a lot of people out there, and I didn't know about this. Well, she's saying this from her own personal experience, and this one is more like an eyewitness here now. Because she's saying this because she was in prison with them and she interviewed them. She had one-on-one encounter with them. Well, I would say kudos to Dr. Kemi Olunloyo for this. I hope that the people in the right positions will begin to look into this. And I'm sure IPOB members are actually, running down to her page and loving her, appreciating her good works on this. That's what we're going to wrap it up. What's your take on this? This is